point dilly-dallying and let's get straight into it.
That's it.
We've been waiting months and months, haven't we, for clarity. Like obviously, at the start, we wanted everyone to stay, happy days, and then build from there. It's become very apparent as the time went on that it was going to be the two legends of the club that are going to stay, and the Scouser in our team, looks like he's going to depart. We don't know for 100% yet because we have no official confirmation. But what we do have official confirmation of is King Mohamed Salah extending for another 2 years. What's your initial reaction, thoughts to the whole thing?
Well, I did an initial reaction show earlier with Dave, 8:40 a.m. It was early one, but nearly 12 hours, 11 hours on or so, it's the same. I think it's amazing, It's amazing that he's signing up. Ali's still having a go at Trent. Yeah, why would I change my mind, dude? Why would I change my mind on Trent? It's fine. Let him do what he wants. The two that we want to stay are staying, so it's going to be fun, right?
Yeah, let's look at the positives for today.
Yeah, exactly. You're totally obsessed with Trent, man. You need to let go, bro. You need to let go. I think this is fantastic news. It's great for the fans. It's great for the club. It's great for Mo. Like, let's be honest. A lot of people were saying he wants money, he wants Saudi. There's a few times we've said, I don't think he has the option of going anywhere else because there is no option. Bayern can't do it. Real Madrid don't want him. Barca don't want him, or couldn't afford him. There is no other club. I mean, PSG, they've just got so much attacking talent right now. They don't need him. They've got youngsters. There's no other place for him to go apart from stay here. And he's agreed a deal, which I don't know if those numbers is what's reported is 20 million. It's like 384K a week. That's not a major rise, like people were saying he wants a lot more money. So I don't understand. I actually think this must have been done a while ago then, Grizz. If you look at the numbers, because 10% increase is not much. I guess he's keeping all of his bonuses as well on top, which, that must be part of the deal. Because if he's agreeing such a low, base, and he's probably increased his bonuses a little bit. So if he keeps performing, he gets the money he wants. So
and that's a win-win situation for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because the only reason we would have been hesitant in offering him a new deal would have been we are fearful of a drop-off. And we know he's an absolute legend. And we know he's an absolute fitness freak. He's got abs that I didn't know existed. Like, I only thought there's such a thing as a 6-pack. Well, he's reinvented a 9-pack, 10-pack. I didn't even know there was muscles that, existed when I see his physique. But we know, regardless of all these things, we know fall-offs can happen just like that. We've seen Sadio Mane fall off just like that. We saw Gini Wijnaldum, Henderson, Milner, to name but a few of our own. Never mind the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Fernandinho's, for example, other clubs, players, right? We know fall-offs can happen literally overnight. So we would have been fearful of a fall-off around this time of someone's age, right? And especially the intensities he's played at, the amount of football that he's played at, right? So therefore, this bonus system, I think, works for both. Because Mohamed can say, no problem, you give me that bonuses and I'll score you goals. And Liverpool are saying, if you score us goals, then we can justify giving you the wage. So, like you said, I think it's a win-win situation, almost like one of those marriage made in heaven. These two, you're right. That's going to take him to 10 years, Gags. That's going to take him to 10 years at Liverpool Football Club. That's some going, bro. That's some going in the modern day and age.
I think, look, it is some going. And I think, let's be honest, this suits him. This suits him the best. For someone at that age, young family, settled in the city, all of those things mean a lot to the players as well, right? And I think Slot coming in, I honestly think if Slot wasn't as successful as he was or as good as a coach as he was, we probably would have lost a couple of these players, well, more than a couple of these players, and not just Trent. We would have lost a few more. I think what Slot's come in and done is given them hope that they can still win all the big things. And obviously, this season we're on target to win the biggest one for Liverpool Football Club's perspective. And hopefully next year they can do a little bit better in Europe instead and go for that one, and maybe or retain whichever. But the squad needs to be improved if they want to do both, in my view. And also, you can see someone like a PSG is improving. A Barca might improve further. There's some real attacking quality out there in Europe, getting better, and we need to do the same. So there's a big job to do still this summer. But I actually love that he wanted to stay, and love that he's going to be settled for 2 more years with us. And I love what the ripple effect of that is for the stuff outside of the club in
Yeah,
terms of one, opposition fans and teams saying, "Oh, damn, he stayed." Two, the attraction of players to come in for the next 2 years,
crucial.
where we want to build, right? And I was saying this morning to Dave Davis, that Mo and Verge are the two. Those are the two areas where we need to expand. Our team, or have more players in attack and in defense, and those two staying really helps attract that talent in now. And I think also showing that respect to Slot by staying shows other players that are coming in that this coach is going to win. I mean, winning the Premier League is enough, but then what players think as well. We want to stay with him.
That's a great point, Gags. I think that's a great point, and it's been spoken about, but not enough. I think the fact that he's earned the respect of these not egos, but big players. Hey, big up PID, one of my greatest followers and subscribers to my channel. Is amazing, amazing guy, top guy as well. If you know, you know. So the way he's handled the situations with the contracts, big personalities, big pressure cooker, and the way he's earned their respect. Because I think you make a very, very good point about players could have gone, said, okay, Klopp's gone, bloody hell, that's our chances of trophies gone. We're not here. We're Virgil and Mohammed want to win now. They're at the stages of their career where they can't afford a rebuild and be part of a rebuild and a rejig of a whole squad, right? Like some were suggesting that is needed. And we know there's changes to be needed. But the fact that they have openly literally begged to stay at this club suggests A, they're very happy with the club, B, they're very happy with the way it's being run, and C, they're very happy with the current coach that's going to coach them for the next 2 years at the very minimum. They're very happy with everything. And that is crucial. I think that's a very, very big plus for Arnie Slot, as well as, of course, winning us the biggest trophy in domestic football. He's got the trust and the respect of the big boys, and I think that's huge. When you're right, when everyone else looks at sort of, like let's say we approach a player and they're saying Arnie who, well, they can say Arnie Slot, the one who pretty much VVD and Mohamed Salah have co-signed, right?
Yeah. Amazing. It's I mean, I hope it's tomorrow for VVD. I really do, just going into the season. But it would also be nice if he's next Friday, just ready for the next game. But I think getting them done close together would be better and out the way, to be honest. Um, yeah.
We'll
There's,
we'll we'll, we'll block.
yeah,
What you should do, I'll tell you what we should do in the chat. What you do is we get some regulars and we mod them. We make them moderators, and so
yeah,
therefore we can concentrate on the chat, and then the
yeah,
moderators can block any abuse or any stupidity in the chat, and
yeah.
people know.
Absolutely.
So, for example, PID is a moderator, should be a moderator. He'll be very good. Indian Scouse is a top guy as well. But
Mm.
we'll start making moderators in the chat who can moderate the chat and make sure nothing untowards is said and no stupidity is said. But yeah, look, positive, mad news. It just gives you positive vibes, right? Just when there was a bit of, I don't know how you want to describe the mood in the Liverpool fan base with recent results and situations and
Been
this.
negative, really negative until this today. Really negative. I think it needed it for sure. I think they've timed it well. And looking at the numbers, it just seems like it's been done for a while, Grizz. And I know you've been telling me for a while that it was done as well. So It feels like this has been done for a while now,
So
and
we look.
BBC as
So
well.
so
I think
we
it's
know
just
the
in games in the press that they just couldn't say it. And whether we agree or not, if they protected Trent or not, the club that is, it feels like they have been trying to, but maybe Real Madrid have got in touch now and said he is joining us. I mean, we don't know. There's
so
no.
this is
I'm
so
guessing.
this is so this isn't based on information. This is based on
Mm,
just reading between the lines, which can be dangerous, but
mm,
sometimes can be obvious as well, just staring at us. But from reading all the reports and accounts of reliable people and talking to people that you deem reliable, I'm of that opinion now, Gags, too, that I think the club did their utmost best and gave Trent Alexander Arnold up to the very last minute to decide to stay,
yeah.
to stick with us. And I think it got to a point now where, you know, I mean, as far as we know, he still hasn't told the club officially that he's off. But
No. Maybe.
maybe he's waiting for, I don't know what could be. I don't know what it could be. What's the reasons? I'm hoping and praying and and really, really, really hoping and dreaming that it's a last minute change, because I don't get why else he would not tell the club. Is there any thoughts that you could bring to the table? What you think could be the scene? Because he hasn't. He hasn't told the club that he's off. Now, obviously, the club have to make their contingency plans and have made contingency plans. And obviously, I'm assuming they're assuming that he's gone now. But until he actually says
I can't think of
thanks, but
anything.
no thanks,
Yeah.
I don't get it.
I just can't. Yeah, exactly. Like that's the feeling. I don't get it. Why wouldn't you? Why are you so afraid? Like the backlash has already happened, and just let it. I mean, people are like already hating you now. You trade to Trent now. I mean, you might as well just tell everyone what's going on and be honest. But I have a feeling that this is a planned step by step thing, and he's probably going to do it after lifting the trophy, or probably announce it on a pitch.
I think the
Uh,
noise has got out of control. Though I think he didn't. I think he tried to control the pace of the news,
yeah,
but it's impossible in this day and age, right?
it's impossible, and also people are just gonna say what they want, and imagine if he stayed now and he said I was always staying, and like this all these were just rumors, and it was I mean, you won't know what to believe then at that point, will you, if it's coming from his mouth that I was always staying, but I was just waiting for Mo and BBT to get done first out of respect, and then I'm third in line as I should be to those seniors in the team. Who knows? I mean,
Theory. That's a theory. Listen,
I
until
don't
we
think it's
hear,
true. I don't think it's true, but yeah, I'm just
no, no, no,
saying.
no, no. We don't listen. Listen. The whole point of a chat. People in
Mm,
the chat. Thank you and welcome to all of you. If you could
mm,
just hit that like button, that'd be amazing. If you're watching on Twitter, if you could just subscribe to the channel on YouTube, that would be amazing. If you put your notifications on, you will get every single update on every piece of content on Anfield Index. And if you're a Liverpool fan, this is the place to be, because there is content pretty much every day, every hour. There is some form of content going on at Anfield Index. The great, great people behind Anfield Index are doing a great job. Just like, this could be controversial, just like people behind Liverpool Football Club, i.e., Richard Hughes. Now, what's your thoughts on the job he's looks to have done then? Because ultimately there was a lot of pressure on him, a lot of people speaking about what he's done, what's going on. Ultimately, he's tried his best, obviously, with Trent.
yeah.
It looks at the moment to be unsuccessful, but that's not a fault of his, surely.
No, 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 no. The Trent one looks like a calculated move from his last contract, when he signed for 4 years. So, that sounds like it was calculated. So I don't think you can blame if VVD and Mo weren't signed up, I do think people would have said something to them. But even then, I was saying that what I really blamed, or what I was more disappointed in Hughes and Edwards and Slot for, was not actually bolstering the team in January to help them actually try and get further in a Champions League trophy. I do think if we had another right back available, or we had another player that could play in defence at that point available, we might have done better in that second half to get across the line. It's just fine lines and fine things like that. But I didn't actually blame them at all for the. If you go back and have a look at all the videos, I haven't actually blamed them once for the contracts, because the players didn't know what slot was going to be like. They obviously, as soon as they were going to sign, I've heard they were going to sign when Klopp was here, but when Klopp, so they would have signed last summer if Klopp was staying. But as soon as Klopp said, I'm not staying, this has got dragged because they weren't sure what direction the club was going to go in.
And that's totally understandable, right? In
I
any
can't blame
business,
the player, and I can't blame Edwards and Hughes for that either. Like, if I was a player in a place and the management changed, I would want to know if, wait, I'm
Gags,
going to sign 4 years
Gags,
or
not
2 years.
Gags. Not only the coach has changed, people have to understand and go back the last 12 to 18 months. Not only did the coach change, but so many of the backroom staff changed. Gags, everything has changed. So if you're part of a business, if you're part of an institution, and suddenly people are leaving left, right, and center, and I'm talking from the coach to the bloody guy who reads your blood pressure, right? No, but you know what I mean? Like
Everything changed.
everyone's leaving, everything's
Massive.
changed. So you're thinking, okay, let's assess what the new regime is bringing in. And there's no rush. Our heart, but this was the most important thing. Regardless and despite not signing on new deals then, their heart has always been in Liverpool. Do you get it? So
Yeah.
if their heart is always remain in Liverpool, the rest of the things can take care of themselves. And this was very, very, very vital, I think. Very
So
vital.
Ali A things behind the scenes was a mess, but we don't know that. We don't know it was a mess. How was behind the scenes a mess? What's the proof? What's the evidence that it was a mess? These deals could have been done for ages, man.
Brad's got a interesting comment, and if you want to bring that up,
Mm-hmm.
Brad says, "If I'm Trent, I do a sit-down interview with LFC TV where I let everyone know what's going on, and he can thank the fans. They can play emotional music and show photos, videos from when he was young. I don't know how they're going to do it. Have you any theory on how they're going to do it? What do you think should be the right way of conducting himself? Because me and you had a to and fro a few weeks back in terms of what you thought and what I thought and what the fans thought,
He just
and
needs
that's
to be
and that's
honest.
by the, and that's done, right? But what
Yeah.
I'm saying is now, how do
Grizz,
you finish it?
the only
How do
way
you end it?
the only way he gets respect, Grizz, now is by being honest. I want another challenge. I wanna go and try something different. I've won everything here. Just be honest. I've loved it here. I've been it since I've been a kid. Or if it's like Liverpool didn't offer me enough money to stay, say it.
No, you can't say that.
Say it.
No, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Say it, because I would respect him more if he was just honest with us. If it's about money, go. You know what I mean? If it's what's the difference? New challenge, money. It's money, man. It's all money. This is only about money. Because otherwise you never leave your boyhood club. You never do. It's just money.
Got a first super chat of the night from Chris. You want to bring that up? And
Yeah,
he
man.
says, "Look, big up, Chris, an old
Thank you so much.
subscriber of mine. I recognize you, Chris. Welcome to Anfield Index as well, where you can find me probably more regularly than on my own channel, but it is what it is." He says, "Glad Mo extended. Much needed bounce for West Ham." And that's what we were touching upon in terms of the mood swing, right?
Yeah.
Because if Anfield ain't fucking bouncing on Saturday, Gags, it will never be bouncing.
Sunday. Yeah, it's got to be.
Sunday.
It's got to be bouncing. And I think it will be now. Mo's song is going to be sang, and VVD's song is going to be sang more than it has all season, let's be honest. And yeah, I'm expecting them also to put on a show on Sunday now. I think the players, Grizz, I don't know if the players talk to each other about the contract or they keep it to themselves. They probably do keep it. The clubs probably told them to keep it to themselves. But you probably start getting the itch, like, are you staying or not, man? What's going on next year? We're going to win it, but what's going to happen to us next year? Now that these boys are staying till next year, everyone's going to get a big lift in the club itself. I think the players needed it. One thing, when you're somewhere, you want to look at the future, what's going on. Are we going to be as successful as this year? Are we going to win something next year? The players will be like, this is amazing. We get to keep the two talisman, and we can hopefully grow around them now with new players and really go next year for everything and smash it. Like, if we can sign the 5-6 players we've been talking about, I said 9, but the 5-6 players that we've been talking about the last time we were on a show together, if we can do that this summer, we're looking at a fantastic squad going into next season. You know what I mean?